Hey everyone, and welcome. You know that feeling, right? You shake hands on a deal, you're both excited, and then you find out something is just fundamentally wrong with it. Maybe you both thought you were buying an original painting, but it turned out to be a copy. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. What happens when a contract is built on a mistake?
So what happens then? Can you just walk away? Does the whole deal just poof, disappear? Well, as with most things in law, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It all boils down to the kind of mistake that was made.
That's right. In the eyes of the law, a mistake isn't just a mistake. Not all errors are created equal. So let's explore this by looking at two little stories that end in completely different ways.
All right, case number one. This is a classic scenario where everyone seems to be in perfect agreement. They are on the exact same page. The only problem is, it's the wrong page.
Okay, so picture this. Julie is selling a carpet. She genuinely believes it's a valuable antique. Along comes Kevin. He sees it, and he thinks the exact same thing. Wow, an antique! I've got to have it! They agree on a price, they shake on it. Their belief about the carpet is perfectly matched up.
But then comes the moment of truth. Kevin gets the carpet appraised and, the report comes back. The carpet is just a really nice but very modern replica. It's not an antique at all. The one core assumption they both shared was completely and utterly false.
So what now? They both made the exact same mistake about something pretty fundamental to the deal. Is the contract totally worthless? Can Kevin get his money back? What do you think? Take a second. What does the law say here?
This situation has a specific legal name. It's called a common mistake. And the key word there is common. They shared the error. This wasn't a misunderstanding between them. It was more like a shared delusion about a fact. They were in perfect agreement. They just happened to be wrong together.
And here's the part that might surprise you. The contract is generally considered valid. Yeah, you heard me. The law says that since their minds were in agreement, they both agreed to buy and sell that specific carpet for a set price, a contract was formed. The fact that they were both mistaken about its history doesn't just automatically kill the deal. Okay, so that was case one. Now, for our second scenario, let's look at a completely different kind of error. One where the two parties are not on the same page at all, not even close. Let's meet Leanne and Mike. Leanne says, "Hey Mike, I'll sell you my Toyota for $12,000. Mike, knowing Leanne has a Toyota, replies, "Awesome, you've got a deal." On the surface, this seems perfectly clear, right? Offer, acceptance, price. All the boxes are ticked.
Well, hold on a second. Here's the hidden problem. Leanne owns two Toyotas. She was thinking of selling her rugged Hilux utility truck. But Mike, he's only ever seen her driving her comfortable Crown sedan, and that's the car he thought he was buying. They used the same words, her Toyota, but were picturing two completely different things in their heads.
This scenario is what the law calls a mutual mistake. Look at that key phrase, their minds are at odds. Unlike our first case, Leanne and Mike never actually agreed on the subject of the contract. There was no meeting of the minds, which, is kind of the whole foundation of any valid agreement.
Okay, let's put these two scenarios side by side, because when you see them together, the crucial legal distinction just clicks. So let's recap. With a common mistake, the error is identical, like the antique carpet. With a mutual mistake, the parties are at cross purposes, a fundamental misunderstanding, like the two different Toyotas. And this leads to the most important difference, the outcome. A common mistake usually results in a valid contract, while a mutual mistake can make the entire agreement void. So what's the big deal about valid versus void? I mean, they're just legal words, right? Wrong. In the real world, this distinction is everything. It's the difference between being locked into a deal and having no deal at all. Think of it this way. If a contract is valid, like with the carpet, it's legally enforceable. The parties are bound to it. They have to follow through. But if a contract is void, like in the Toyota mix-up, it's a legal nullity. It's treated as if that handshake never even happened. It has no legal effect whatsoever. So the bottom line is this. If you take just one thing away today, let it be this simple idea. Being wrong together about a fact often still binds you to the deal you made. But a true misunderstanding, where you were never even talking about the same thing to begin with, that can break the deal entirely.
And that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. That last informal deal you made, how certain are you that you and the other person were not only on the same page, but that you were both on the right page? Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?
Thanks for watching.